What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Aftersound here, bringing you Splinterlands content every single day. We also stream right here in this channel every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday morning, so come by and say hello. All right, guys, I want to give a shout out to Clay, our DAO manager, for putting this together. I know he's been working on it for quite a while. It is the SPS distribution audit. I have been calling for data integrity in this ecosystem for a while. We haven't had it. I don't think it's due to anything malicious, but it just wasn't being done. It just wasn't prioritized. And that's an issue in and of itself. But with Clay being in this position, took it upon himself to do it. And I think he's done a fantastic job in the role as well as this specific project. So I don't want to read this entire thing to you. I will just kind of pick and choose, but we'll go through probably most of it just because I think there's a lot of things to discuss. So you can see here, he's been working on it for the last few months. He's been working on it because the team, they're trying to prepare expanding into other EVMs. I would think that would be like ETH layer 2s as well as potentially Solana or other chains, maybe Polygon. Throughout the distribution, it became clear that we needed to clean up deployment contracts, audit the token, and fix or create new APIs. Okay, so today I would like to share my findings. We are off target in a few places, some over and some under, but overall we're actually quite significantly under target for the planned 5-year distribution. That's crazy because SPS is already trading at 0.7 of a penny. And if there was more of it out there, it would probably be worth less, which blows my mind. Okay, so to provide a more easily digestible view, he shares this chart. It should also be noted that the information in the chart is up to date as of May 31st. So this is about a month lag. He says it takes time to gather all this stuff. So we appreciate you, Clay. Thank you for putting this together. I'm going to come back to this chart because I think it'd be more important for us to go through the info, and then I'll give my thoughts as we have the chart up there. So airdrop was pretty straightforward. It was 400 million over the course of an entire year. After a year after it was completed, there was about 33.2 million unclaimed, which was sent to the DAO. Now, the DAO is an interesting one because the DAO stopped receiving SPS, and I think the DAO was supposed to receive like 400 million SPS over the course of 65 months. It stopped receiving SPS on April 14th, 2023, and will need to be addressed once validators are released. Another important thing to note in regards to DAO tokens is that 78 million that were minted were actually sent to the reserve wallet instead of the DAO wallet when tokens were being handed off. We'll have to figure out how we want to address this issue. There's a couple of important points to consider. The DAO isn't actually being directly apportioned the tokens that it should be, and they should be counted as part of the circulating supply. And also worth noting that, so in my opinion, this is the first major indicator. This is Clay speaking. This is the first major indicator that we need to get validators online ASAP. And he expands on this later on. All right, private sale. 200 million tokens were sold. He got some help from the team on this, and he also says, I'm confident in saying that almost all of these buyers have already sold their tokens at this point. No surprise. All right, so unallocated. This is the part that was originally earmarked for the team. It became very clear that the team was not going to end up taking this. So it looks like 12.8 million of these tokens were minted and distributed before the distribution was stopped, and then 65 million of these tokens were split off into the new allocation for the Soul Keep rewards. Partners and advisors. For full transparency, this allocation and the unallocated funds were distributed through the same wallets. A total of 42.8 million were distributed between partners and advisors and unallocated. The size of this clearly marked allocation was 30 million, and I made the decision to mark this allocation fully distributed and to have the remainder notated in the allocated funds section for accounting purposes. So we gave out more to partners and advisors than what was in the white paper. Oof. I'm sure people are going to have fun with that one. All right, so play to earn. Let's see here. It's divided into 4 subsections: ranked, tournaments, brawls, and land. It's worth noting that it took a year to bring 3 of those subdivisions online, which makes the overall play to earn distribution appear much further off target. So keep in mind, SPS came out in July of 21. The SPS ranked play brawls came out in July of 22, and then I think land was later on that year, right? So the only thing that was live from the beginning was tournaments. So you can see here with ranked, we are slightly over on ranked, which means we'll run out of that allocation a few months early if nothing changes. That's interesting. They are under for tournaments, which is one of the reasons I spent so much time working on tournaments a few months back. There's still roughly 7% of tokens that will not be minted without a proposal on what to do with them. That's interesting. Okay. Brawls are significantly under target, in part due to the fact that Tier 5 brawls were not rewarding tokens for a substantial amount of time. This was addressed with a proposal a few months back to encourage gilts to get up. Okay. Land is slightly over. Similar to rank rewards, will likely run out of allocation a few months earlier than intended. Okay, staking LPs and oracles. So this allocation makes me even more aware of how critical it is to get validators online. Second time he's saying this, maybe third time. While performing this audit, it became clear that staking rewards are seriously over target. This resulted in a lot of investigation. It appears that what happened is that while staking rewards were supposed to reduce over time, they're supposed to reduce by 1% every month, over 65 months. That was not implemented properly. So we are roughly 12% over target, meaning that if we don't change anything, that allocation will run out approximately 8 months earlier than expected. Gosh, I wish we could turn this one off now. And I've put out several videos about that. All right, the LP rewards are under target due to several proposals that have been passed by the DAO since the distribution began. This means that we can either never print them, reallocate them, or extend the runway, but this was all expected, so not too much else there. And then there's not much about the validator allocation as it is the most accurate distribution. All right, and then SolKeep allocation for SolKeep is slightly under target. I didn't find any explanation, but it's another example of why getting the validators online is critical. I'll dive into all right, third or fourth time he's talking about. Okay, so where do we go from here? I've been spending a lot of time pondering this question, and I have some suggestions on how to move forward. It's worth noting that I am but one opinion. Okay, so his suggestions. My primary suggestion that comes out of this whole process, we need to get validators online immediately. I know that's not exactly possible, but I don't think the importance can be understated. We should have all this information readily available and easily auditable by anyone at any time by clearly readable on-chain data. It shouldn't take months of work to figure out what tokens went where and how much are left to be distributed. I couldn't agree more. I would suggest that when we transition to the SPS chain, that all tokens are minted and each allocation has its own bucket of rewards that can be verified by API. This would allow for a third-party tool to be developed that can track the amount of rewards remaining in real time and will know down to the day when they are scheduled to run out. That would be phenomenal. Having that level of information will allow us to start planning and working to address how we want to proceed before any allocation is depleted. For example, knowing exactly when staking inflation or play to earn rewards are going to run out will add a sense of urgency and a clear deadline of when the DAO needs to be self-sustaining and have itself positioned to provide rewards. There's a lot of information to digest, and I have plenty of thoughts, but he's going to leave it open for discussion. Again, thank you, Clay, for putting this together. Now, I think I've given most of my thoughts as we've gone along. If you want to take a closer there we go. If you want to take a closer look at this, I did not want to zoom in all the way. So I'm just trying to see. Okay, so airdrop is 100% done. DAO's at 53%, but it's paused until the validators go online. Private sale is 100% done. Unallocated is not applicable, although we did give more than I think what was expected. Partners advisors, well, that's 100% done, but we took another 12 million out of that unallocated, if I understood that correctly. Play to earn, we're at 38%. Wait, what is this? Distribution percent is 38, but then time percent is 58. Okay, I get what he was saying. So play to earn includes all, all the subdivisions. Staking LP validators at 45% distributed. Okay, so this is fascinating. Rank, tournaments, brawls, staking oracles, LPs. This is an awesome chart. So shout out to Clay. I think this is fantastic. I'm going to spend more time digging into it. If there's any other insights, I'll just do a separate video. But I wanted to share this with you because I think it is important. And my hope is that now that we have this available, we need to really think through how to get these validators online sooner rather than later. And I don't know if we need to readdress, and I don't know if the team's going to do this, or maybe, shout out to DJ for putting a proposal together initially, which unfortunately did not get voted in. But if we need to get another proposal for the DAO to help get this online way sooner than the end of the year. Keep in mind, we're only halfway through the year. So are we going to wait another 6 months? I think we should probably be trying to get this done by Q3 so that when Q4 rolls around and, if history ends up repeating itself and things start to take off, the last thing that we want is to get caught with our pants down where we have no idea where tokens are coming from, where tokens are going, and hopefully, fingers crossed, things are actually starting to pick up again. I think it'd be good for us to have a better grasp on it before bull run mania sets in. But that is all I have for you guys in this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Otherwise, I'll catch you all in the next one and see you around the game. Take care.